Okay. The reemergence of the divine feminine is going to be the name of this podcast because I feel that femininity has been um, shunned. It has been put on the back burner. It has been made fun of. Um, it has been minimized. And in the time that we are being ushered into, um, you'll see that the feminine energy is going to begin to thrive in the coming years. No longer is it going to be about um, so heavily based on logic, so heavily based on um, pounding the pavement, you know, um, rugged, masculine energy. No, it's headed into the feminine. It's headed into the creative. Now, most lucrative time for my creative people, my musicians, my painters, my poets. We're moving into that same time frame as the Harlem Renaissance. Like a lot of amazing artworks and timepieces and manuscripts and all of these things will be birthed from this time frame right here. And I want to speak to my creatives right now because it can be a little disheartening right now because it feels like the attention span of the people is very short. And you saying, okay, well, I got something to say, but people not gonna pay attention. I got things that I want to do, and people not gonna pay attention to me. They're not gonna sit down. They're not gonna listen. The attention span of the average American is 3 seconds. Nobody's gonna lean in or tune in to what I have going on. And I want to encourage you right now. That's okay. That's okay. What you have to say, the value in what's in your belly right now may not be understood in this time and space because now is the awakening period. And when you first wake up, when you first wake up, you're not your most alert. You know what I'm saying? It take you a second for that oxygen to reach the brain and you operating on all cylinders. So the people that you're speaking to right now, they're still a little groggy. They're still finding their footing. But that don't mean that you should not be true to what you know to be true in your heart and in your soul. Put it out there. Put it out there. Erica Badu said, the people of this generation are delving more into the things that she was saying, not the people that she was talking to when she made those albums, when she made those songs. And as a creative, you got to be okay with it. But I said all that to say that you know it's the time and space for that. It's not the time for you to put that feminine energy on the back burner. It's time for you to embrace that feminine energy. It's time for you to heal that feminine energy. It's time for you to give space to that feminine energy because that's where success is gonna lie. And now and henceforth for the foreseeable future. The people that are sensitive to the happenings and goings on around them to the point where they feel that they can create a picture. They feel like they can create a new idea, a new way of looking at things. It's the soil is prime. The soil is prime for you right now. So I said all that to say, um, as far as the reemergence of the feminine energy, I do want to touch on something that's been on my heart to touch on, that has helped and benefit me on my journey. And that's what Godbology is going to be about. It's going to be about, you know, obtaining and maintaining your God body to the point where you're learning in real time and you're able to give the things that you've learned, those nuggets, those little keys, those little things that you have picked up along the way. And it's a learning experience for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So um one of the things I had to learn was the power in being pleasant. The power in being pleasant. Okay. When we talk about feminine energy, um, the first thing we go to is a woman. And I would liken that to a woman being physical, the physical representation of the feminine energy, right? When you see a woman, you automatically put yourself in the mind frame of, okay, this woman is gonna have the framework of a being that is operating from that standpoint. You see what I'm saying? More on the receptive wavelength, more on the intuitive wavelength, um more on the creative wavelength. You know what I'm saying? More emotionally um fluid. You know what I'm saying? Women have a whole lot of emotions that they dealing with us. So when you hear feminine energy, you think of a woman. Okay, so in the grand scheme of things, the feminine has been under such scrutiny for so long that it has been the powers and the capabilities and the positivity associated with femininity has slowly dissipated. Okay, so now we're dealing with a lot of women that have lost the art of seduction, have lost the art of suggestion. They've lost the art of creating spaces for for people to dwell. You know, that's why they say a woman um a woman is a homemaker. A woman is a woman can turn a house into a home. That's not that's not those old sayings, they were there for a reason, because women facilitate the energy of a space. You know, you can walk in the door and the tone that that woman has set is evident. You know, like they will say, happy wife, happy life, and not a, well, there's no happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. We get it, we understand it, but what they were trying to say was, when a woman inhabits a space and she has cultivated that space in peace. She's emotionally regulated herself to the point where she's keeping it's tidy. You know what I'm saying? It's calm. You know what I'm saying? She done clean. You can smell the clothes in the dryer. You got some nice candles lit. You know, um, it smelled like she done just got out the shower, got some nice soft music going. When you walk into that space, you feel something. You feel her presence. You see what I'm saying? You feel the work that is being put in the house as well as in her house, her room, her womb. A woman is a room. A woman is a portal. You see what I'm saying? So a woman is a world. A woman is a world. So in the wake of women having to go out into the workforce, in the wake of women having to raise children by themselves, in the wake of women being pushed and cast aside in the workforce, and as far as climbing the corporate ladder and stuff, they having to take on all this masculine energy. And I wouldn't, and I want to be careful about saying taking on masculine energy, because the illusion of separation is what's keeping people from reaching their God body state. They're saying, okay, masculine is exclusive to a man, and feminine is exclusive to a woman. And that's not true, because the healed individual, the marriage, the true marriage is between the masculine and feminine inside of each and every individual. That's the God body state, the marriage of the masculine and the feminine, and being able to move within those energies. So when women had to take on more masculine traits and damage the feminine, now we've given birth to, and now those women raised men, raised young boys. You know what I'm saying? And so that unhealed feminine energy, along with that hyper masculine energy, has now, it has raised a generation of men that hate femininity, and in turn hate women, and in turn hate the feminine within themselves. So now you see the discord. Now you see the discord. But now we have to understand that we have to come to a place where we stop pointing fingers, and now we're going to say, okay, let me start with self. Let me start with self, and let me regulate my inner workings to the point where that's gonna push out from me, that's going to echo out from me, and that's going to begin to heal the universal consciousness. Okay, so why universal consciousness? Why do we need to heal the universal consciousness? Because the time the time frame that we are in, the way the money is moving, the way the world is moving, it's gonna take it's gonna take the feminine to come in and soothe, to come in and comfort, to come in and nurture. Okay, it's gonna take that, because now we have a bunch of a whole generation of people that have been awakened, one, and some have been awakened in a violent manner. The information that's available to us now, the things that we're able to know, the different spiritual doctrines that we're able to delve into, all of the things that's available to us, that now we're learning that, hey, I've been lied to. I've been lied to. You see what I'm saying? And now you're questioning everything, as you should. As you should. So now that knowledge, that it's not time to bogart. It's not time to pound. It's not time. No, it's time to heal. It's time to heal. And the universal healers, which are the people on this planet that are occupying that physical feminine body, it's time for us to embrace it. It's time for us to embrace our femininity, and that's what's gonna lead me into the power of being pleasant. Now I want everybody that's listening to me right now. I want you to think of the last time that you went into a Dollar General, that you went into a Walmart, that you went into a restaurant, went to a bar, went anywhere, went to a schoolhouse, went to church, went anywhere where you were met with a woman that not only was her her mouth smiling, but so were her eyes. Not only was her breath hot, but so was her heart. When was the last time you got a, hey baby, how you doing? How's your mom? That's good. When was the last time you felt that you got that from a woman? There's not a whole lot of pleasantness accompanied with the female nature today. That is an issue. That is an issue. All of the talk, all of the back and forth about, what is required, what I want a partner to take care of me and pay my bills and pay my rent and do all of these things, all of this demanding that's going on now, all of this macho, all of this big bravado, all of this loud brash innuendo, all of these things have steered us so far away from what's beautiful about the creation that is she, that is a queen. When you create a space of peace within and inside of an environment, you add value. You add value. And money is attracted to value. If you are occupying a space, and I want to steer away from doing man and woman relationship type stuff because that's not what I'm on. That's not what I'm on at all. But I do want to say this: the energy does not lie. Okay, the energy does not lie. So when a man is in the masculine, when he has sacred masculinity and a healed divine feminine, and those things are operating together inside of him, and you add value, he's gonna give you money. He's gonna give you money. You don't have to say you don't have to say you got a man that you dealing with, right? You got a man that you're dealing with, and you are adding value by being a place of peace, by being pleasant and being a place of peace. If you are, let's say for example, y'all chilling, right? And your dryer done broke, or whatever the case may be, and I remember a time where, you know, the initiative was to be able to live your life without any assistance if no assistance is there. Okay, so let's say your dryer went out and you probably hanging some things up, outside, or you doing whatever you are, or you on the phone, whatever, you hit them up, and You where you at? I'm at the washateria. I gotta dry my clothes, my dryer and stuff. You doing your own thing. You handling your business because you're not looking for anything. The clothes gotta get dry. You gonna get them done, right? And let's say you dealing with a man that is in his masculinity and has a healed divine feminine that is working in tandem with each other. When you say that you at the dryer, his brain gonna automatically say, okay, well, we gotta see about getting her a dryer. First of all, the protective nature in me is saying, I don't want somebody that I love having to be going to a dryer late at night or whenever you have to go. So I gotta figure out how to protect. Okay, I know you need a dryer. I gotta figure out how to provide. You ain't up here saying, I ain't dealing with no man that ain't gonna put no dryer in my house. He see me struggling, this and that. Huh? The power of being pleasant, the power of suggestion. The women of old, how do you think these women were able to get these men to kill their husbands or have whole countries fighting over them? And you think that she was beating on her chest like a gorilla? No, no, she was not. There is power in being pleasant. There is power in you coming into a space and you're not coming in a space to own it. You're not coming in a space to own it. You're coming in a space to add value. You're coming in a space to add value. And if you come to the space to add value, you don't have to wonder if your presence is felt. You don't have to wonder if your presence is missed. Because value will always be missed. Value will always be missed. If you are pleasant, if you provide a pleasant experience, to the point where when people leave you, they think to themselves, dang, I actually had a good time. I had a good time. They're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. You are a magnet. You are a magnet. You were designed to magnetize. You were designed to draw things. But it first have to start with you. It has to start with you. We got to get our tone together. We got to get our tone together. Queens, we got to get our face together. We find so much, we draw so much from people saying, oh, I got a resting bitch face. Or this just how I look. You're not gonna have a soft life with a hard face. You're not gonna have a soft life with a hard face. Nobody wants a sour puss. Nobody wants a sour puss. Every time you turn around, your lips poked out. There is power in being pleasant. Embody the feminine that you are. Embody the feminine that you are. And I want to say that it's okay. It's okay that we are the way that we are right now. I remember a time in my life where it was almost like I was cosplaying. I was cosplaying. I wanted to exude so much masculinity. I wanted to exude masculinity. I wanted to repel masculinity. I didn't feel safe with masculine energy, so I wanted to repel it. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to exude it. I wanted to embody it. I wanted to mimic it. I wanted to challenge it. And that's not so far fetched from a lot of women. A lot of women have been hurt and damaged and tampered with. So yes, the feminine side of you has got to go through a healing process for you to understand that there's power in your feminine energy. There's power in your feminine energy. There's power in you, and you saying, and you stopping yourself from saying what you don't want and speaking life into what you do. It's power in it. A wise woman buildeth up her house, but a foolish woman plucketh it down with her hands. There's power in you avoiding saying, why you always wear that hat? Opposed to saying, that denim cap that you got with that one looks so good on you. I love when you wear that hat. I bet you see it more often. Speak the things that you want. Speak the things that you want. Acknowledge the things that you like. Add value. Be a positive contribution. Be pleasant. Be pleasant. And watch how things begin to change. Watch how things begin to change. I didn't say be nice. I didn't say be a pushover. I said be pleasant. There's a pleasant way to have a difficult conversation. But there's a solitude. There is a breaking away. There is a going into oneself that is necessary, that is vital to true growth and development. And that's the main takeaway that I want. That I want anybody. Well, I don't even want to tell you what the main takeaway is. I just want to just encourage everyone out there. Everyone out there. If you're seeking success, if you know that you were put here for a reason, put here for a purpose, if you know that you're not operating at your highest self, if there's a calling to you right now. I know it's a whole generation of people that are hearing a call. And if that's you, no matter where you go, that job you on, it may not be your final destination. It may be a means to an end for you, but you show up every day and you add value. No matter what people say, no matter she don't worry about that. You add value. You show up and you add value. No matter what everybody else is doing, no matter how everybody else is speaking, no matter how you think that you may have to be in order to survive in the environment that you're in, be pleasant. Be pleasant. And I guarantee when it's time for you to make demands, you will get what you've always wanted. You'll be heard. You will be heard. Now, this is the first episode of the Godbologist podcast. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you tune in next time. I hope something that was said penetrated your mind to help you find what's on the inside the whole time, which is that God body mentality. Peace and blessings on your journey.